We've been waiting for you.
Welcome back to October and Over, where we look at horror movies or just movies to get into the Halloween season in October. And today we're talking about Pray for the Devil. So, going into Pray for the Devil, I didn't have very high expectations. I saw the trailers and I thought that could be creepy, but it was rated PG-13, so I was kind of turned off by it. But I just decided, hey, it's Halloween. I'm gonna go check this out and maybe I'll have some fun. I didn't expect a masterpiece or anything, but I just wanted to have fun with this movie and like get a little creeped out in the process. And well, Pray for the Devil is not that. I found this movie to be rather awful, and I rarely say that about movies. I like movies. For example, The Bye Bye Man. That movie, admittedly, it's not a very good movie, but I still enjoyed it. It was just a fun, guilty pleasure movie that, while not very scary, I just had fun with. And Pray for the Devil is what people were calling The Bye Bye Man. Just a bad movie that is just unoriginal, uninspired, and not very scary. So here's a little story. I brought my friend to this, the same person that went and saw Lightyear and stuff like that with me. And during the movie, I'm like, wow, this is bad. I hope we're really on the same page. And when I turned to her when the movie was done, she said, I thought that was pretty good. And like, I was just so shocked but that she thought it was good that I just kind of went along with it because I didn't really know how to respond in that moment. Now, to be fair, not everything in this movie is bad. I did like a few things in the movie, which I'll get out of the way real quick. I thought that there were some good attempts at trying to be scary that did kind of get under my skin. Now, the thing that scares me the most in horror movies is disturbing imagery, and Pray for the Devil did have some of that. It had like, I won't spoil what it is in case you really want to go see this movie. There is some stuff in here that did get under my skin and I thought was pretty creepy. It has a lot to do with shock factor. Like, you don't really expect the movie to go that route and show that stuff. I will say that this movie did get away with a lot of stuff that I wasn't expecting since it's rated PG-13, and I did respect that because I was hoping that it would be able to get away with at least some stuff, and yeah, it did. So I really enjoyed that. The main leads are all right. They're okay. Nothing really about them stands out or anything. It's just, they're whatever. It's okay. It's fine. It wasn't insulting or anything. Neither was the story. There were some things in there that did insult me, and I'll get to that later. But the story's just fine. There's a lot of elements in here that were fine, and I didn't really hate. But now we can talk about the negatives, and boy do I have many. This movie relies a lot on jump scares, and now usually I try to defend jump scares. I don't really think they're the best method of a scare, but they are effective for me sometimes, and Pray for the Devil was effective, except I hated every single one of them because I don't know what it was. The theater was just so loud and everything, and the jump scares were not fun. They weren't really fun. I just didn't enjoy them. Usually jump scares can be enjoyable. Like, I'm like, wow, I didn't expect that. Sort of Ghostbusters Afterlife. That movie had jump scares and I didn't expect them, but it was just fun. You bring the right people that are afraid of the tactic and it's just fun. But Pray for the Devil didn't have that. It really ruined jump scares for me. The other main problem that I have with this movie is that it's really boring. I want to say like 30 minutes or so. I'm like, okay, this isn't that bad. Like, the movie's not very good, but at least the pacing's alright. It's moving pretty fast, and if it just continues like this, then maybe I'll just be able to pass it off and just not worry about what I saw because it just went by pretty fast. But after the first 30 minutes, it just gets slower and slower and slower and more boring as it goes on. There were moments, like maybe it was like the 45 to 50 minute mark, where I'm like, okay, we're an hour into this movie should be wrapping up soon. There was still like at least 30 to 40 minutes left to go, and I'm like, really, are you kidding me? This movie just moves so slow. Even at an hour and a half, this movie just manages to feel like there's so much fat in it. It's just really boring, and it just feels like they're trying to reach the requirements of a feature-length movie. And then there's a bunch of stuff at the ending where I'm like, okay, we can just wrap it up now. We can wrap it up now. We can wrap it up whenever. But they just keep going and going and going for like 5 to 10 minutes. And I'm like, we didn't need all this stuff. You could have wrapped it up way sooner. The other thing that really annoyed me is how predictable it is. Usually when I see a bad movie, it's fun to predict all the stuff that's going to happen. Like, I know what's going to happen here. I know what's going to happen here. Oh, of course it happened. But this movie just got really annoying because I knew what was going to happen. Besides like some scares or like shock factor, this movie doesn't throw anything new at you. If you've seen a movie like this before, you're going to be able to predict everything. And like halfway through, I knew that this movie was going to have a cliffhanger ending. And of course, it does. I'm not going to say what the cliffhanger was in case you're really invested in seeing this movie, but just know that the cliffhanger ending is one of the worst endings I've seen in horror movie. You can just see it coming from a mile away, and it really frustrated me. Overall, Pray for the Devil is not very good. I did not have a fun time watching this movie, and I don't recommend it. If you're like a die-hard fan of the demon possession subgenre of horror, then maybe you'll have fun with this. But like, I haven't really seen that many possession movies. I haven't seen The Exorcist or like The Conjuring. I have seen Insidious though, but that's about it. I'm not really familiar with this genre. So maybe if you're a diehard fan, you could get something out of this movie. But for everyone else, I don't think you're gonna really like this movie. But hey, who knows? My friend liked it. Maybe you could be like her. But I just wasn't a fan of this movie. I'm gonna give Pray for the Devil a 4 out of 10. Guys, thanks so much for watching. So I would like to know, what did you guys go see Pray for the Devil? If you didn't, what did you see instead? Maybe it was a better movie. Maybe it was somehow a worse movie than Pray for the Devil. But let me know in the comments, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye.